Imagine this for a second. You're in the middle of, well, chaos. A battlefield. Everything's swirling.
Yeah, intense.
Exactly. Decisions are life and death. Loyalty, values, all colliding. And right there, this conversation starts.
But it's not about the fighting.
Not at all. It's about life, the big questions, purpose, peace, right there on the edge of war.
It sounds almost contradictory, right? A battlefield for spiritual wisdom.
Totally. But that's the Bhagavad Gita for you, one of the world's, well, most profound texts.
It really is. And it's essentially this dialogue, intense, personal, between a warrior in crisis,
Arjuna,
yeah, and his guide, his charioteer, who's actually divine.
And that's what we're digging into today. This isn't just history.
No way. Our mission here is to unpack these, timeless teachings.
And show you how incredibly relevant they still are for your life right now.
Think of this deep dive as maybe a shortcut, getting you right to the heart of this foundational text.
Yeah, finding out how something born from conflict can actually be like a roadmap.
A roadmap to purpose, peace, inner freedom, even with everything going on in our world today.
Okay, so let's paint the picture. The setting is key here.
Absolutely crucial.
We're on this epic battlefield, Kurukshetra. War's about to break out. Huge scale.
And right in the middle is Arjuna.
He's the warrior prince. Famous archer, leader. You'd think he'd be ready.
You would.
But he looks across the battlefield. And who does he see?
His family, cousins, uncles, teachers, friends, people he loves and respects.
All lined up against him. He just freezes. It's this impossible dilemma, isn't it?
Completely. He's torn. His duty as a warrior, his Kshatriya Dharma.
Right, his whole identity.
Versus his love for his family. He's supposed to fight them. It's devastating.
It's not just a war story then. It's so personal, so universal in a way.
That's what makes it hit home, even thousands of years later, that feeling Arjuna has, that despair.
We've all felt something like that, maybe. Not on a battlefield, but...
Exactly, those impossible choices, where your head says one thing, your heart another. Duty versus loyalty.
Principles clashing.
Yeah. And Arjuna, he just drops his bow. He can't do it. He turns to his charioteer, Krishna.
And this is where it shifts. Krishna isn't just giving battle tips.
Not at all. He's revealed as the divine guide. The wisdom here transcends the war.
It's about our own internal battles, right? The decisions we face every day.
Your personal Kurukshetra, you could say. Your values, choices, what really matters to you. That's the connection.
So Krishna starts teaching.
Yeah.
And the first big concept, the foundation really, is Dharma.
Dharma. Such a core idea.
And it's not just like rigid rules or religion in the narrow sense. It's deeper.
It really is. It's about your purpose, your inherent nature, your responsibilities, living in alignment with that.
And Krishna's instruction is pretty direct. Do your duty.
Without attachment to the outcome. That's the kicker.
Right. And that part, the without attachment, that's where it gets challenging for us today, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. We're so focused on results, on metrics. Did I win? Did I get the promotion? What will people think?
So does detachment mean you just don't care? Like, shrug your shoulders.
Not at all. That's a huge misunderstanding. It doesn't mean indifference. It's not about phoning it in.
Okay, so what does it mean?
It means you give your absolute best, full integrity, full presence. You pour yourself into the action itself.
But then
you let go of the desperate need for it to turn out a certain way. You release the anxiety, the craving for a specific result.
So you act fully, but you're not tied to the fruits of the action.
Exactly. Think about it in your own life. How often does fear of failure stop you? Or obsession with success make you miserable?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
The Gita says, focus on doing the work well. In your job, your relationships, your community. Do your best because it's the right thing to do.
And let the results take care of themselves.
In a way, yes. You free yourself from that constant roller coaster of fear and greed. It brings a kind of peace to the doing.
That's actually really practical. It takes the pressure off, in a sense.
It really does. It allows you to act with more freedom, more integrity, less burdened by what-ifs.
Okay, that makes sense. And this connects to another huge teaching, right? Yoga.
Yoga.
But again, maybe not what first comes to mind for most people. It's not just the physical postures, the asanas.
Right. In the West, we often equate yoga with the physical practice, which is valuable. But in the Gita, it's much broader.
So what is it then in this context?
It's essentially the path or the discipline of union, aligning yourself, body, mind, soul, with the divine, with the ultimate reality.
Union. Okay. And the Gita talks about different ways to achieve that union.
Exactly. It lays out 3 main paths, or yogas. And they're fascinating because they cater to different temperaments, different ways of being.
All right, let's unpack those. What's the first one?
First is karma yoga, the yoga of action, or more specifically, selfless action.
Selfless action. We touched on that with Dharma, doing your duty.
We did. Karma yoga deepens that. It's about performing actions without expecting personal reward or recognition. You do it because it needs to be done as an offering almost.
So dedicating your work, even mundane stuff, to something bigger.
Precisely. It transforms the work itself, takes the ego out of it. The focus shifts from what's in it for me to simply doing the action well for its own sake or for the benefit of others.
Okay, that's karma yoga. What's next?
Next is bhakti yoga, the yoga of devotion, of love.
Devotion, like religious devotion.
It can be, but it's broader too. It's about channeling your emotions, particularly love, towards the divine, seeing the divine in everyone and everything.
How does that lead to union or peace?
Through cultivating compassion, empathy, service, it's about connection. When you act from a place of love and see the sacred in others, your interactions change, your heart opens. It fosters a deep sense of belonging and unity.
So action through karma yoga, love through bhakti yoga. What's the third path?
The third is Jnana yoga, Jnana, the yoga of knowledge or wisdom.
Knowledge, like studying texts.
Yeah.
Philosophy.
That's part of it, yes. But it's more than intellectual knowledge. It's about deep inquiry into the nature of reality, discernment, understanding what's real and unchanging versus what's temporary and illusory.
And how does that lead to inner freedom?
By cutting through ignorance, by helping you realize your true nature beyond the limits of your body and mind. Understanding the deeper truths frees you from misconception and suffering.
Wow. So karma, bhakti, jnana, action, devotion, knowledge. 3 different rivers.
Yeah, and the beauty is they're not mutually exclusive. You might lean toward one, but you can blend them. It makes the Gita's wisdom so adaptable. There's a path for everyone, really.
That's really helpful. It makes it feel less like one single difficult prescription.
Definitely. It honors different ways of connecting.
And all these paths, they seem to point towards something central, this idea of the self.
Ah, yes. Self-realization. This is arguably the absolute core teaching.
Krishna reveals something pretty radical to Arjuna, doesn't he? About who he really is.
He does. He says, you are not this body. You are not this mind. You are not the ego.
Which begs the question, well, who are we then?
Your true self, Krishna explains, is the Atman, the eternal soul, unchanging, indestructible, inherently connected to the divine.
The Atman. That's a huge concept.
It is, and grasping it, even intellectually at first, has massive implications.
Like what? How does knowing you're the Atman change things?
Well, think about fear. Fear of death, fear of loss. If your true essence is eternal, indestructible...
Then those fears lose their power.
Exactly. They're seen as related to the temporary body or ego, not your true self. Same with the endless chase for happiness outside ourselves. If your core nature is already whole and connected...
You stop searching so desperately outside.
Right. You realize peace isn't something to get, it's something closer to what you are. It allows you to face life's ups and downs, the wins, the losses, the joys, the sorrows, with a kind of calm strength, an inner steadiness.
Because your core isn't shaken by those external events.
Precisely. Imagine the peace that comes from that kind of knowing, an anchor in the storm, knowing who you are beyond all the temporary stuff.
That idea, inner steadiness, that anchor,
Yeah.
it leads perfectly into the next big lesson, detachment.
Mm-hmm. Another powerful and often misunderstood teaching.
Yeah, because detachment can sound cold, right? Uncaring, distant.
It really can. But again, that's not what the Gita means. It's not indifference. It's not about shutting down your feelings.
So what is it? You used the analogy of dropping heavy baggage earlier.
That's a great way to put it. It's freedom from clinging. Freedom from being emotionally enslaved by outcomes.
Okay, break that down a bit. Freedom from clinging.
It means engaging fully in life, yes. Feel your feelings, give your best effort, but don't let your happiness depend entirely on whether things go exactly your way. Don't let failure crush you or success inflate your ego disproportionately.
So it's about emotional balance, equanimity.
That's the perfect word, equanimity. Krishna actually says, be the same in pleasure and pain, gain and loss. Maintain that inner balance.
Easier said than done, maybe.
Oh, for sure. It's a practice.
Right.
But cultivating that mindset where your inner peace isn't constantly rocked by every little thing that happens.
Like a bad comment online or traffic or even bigger things like job changes.
Right. Cultivating that attachment brings incredible stability. It's key to resilience. It means your well-being isn't solely dependent on external circumstances, which are always changing anyway.
You participate, but with a lighter grip.
Beautifully put. A lighter grip on the outcomes. That's the essence of it.
So when you pull all these threads together, Dharma, the yogas, self-realization, detachment, wow.
It's a pretty comprehensive framework for a living, isn't it?
It really is. And you can see immediately why it's not just some ancient relic. It speaks directly to now, to our busy, often chaotic, modern lives.
Absolutely. The pressures we face, the uncertainty, the information overload, these teachings offer such clear, practical guidance.
How so? Can you synthesize that practical application?
Well, it teaches you how to act with purpose, Dharma, how to connect deeply through action, love, or wisdom, yoga, how to find your inner anchor, self-realization, and how to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with more grace, detachment.
So it's about acting, loving, thinking, and feeling with more clarity and less fear.
Exactly. And you don't need to be religious or spiritual in a conventional sense to benefit. These are principles for living a more conscious, resilient, and fulfilling life. They can truly shift how you see everything.
It prompts you to think, doesn't it? How can I apply this today in my work, my relationships, how I react to the news?
That's the invitation, to take this wisdom off the page or out of the podcast and into your actual experience.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, the core message feels like this: that battlefield isn't just history.
No, it's internal. It's within each of us.
The dilemmas, the choices, the inner conflicts. That's our Kurukshetra. And the Gita gives us the tools.
Tools for navigating that inner landscape, for finding clarity, courage, and the way forward.
And the ultimate victory. It isn't about defeating someone else.
No. The Gita suggests the real victory is mastery over ourselves, over our own minds, reactions, fears.
Achieved through that clarity, that courage, and that connection we talked about.
Self-mastery.
So a final thought for everyone listening, reflecting on all this.
Yeah.
Which teaching really lands for you right now?
Yeah, what resonates most in your current situation? Is it Dharma, finding your purpose?
Or maybe one of the yogas, action, devotion, wisdom?
Or that profound idea of the Atman, your true self? Or the freedom of detachment?
Something to sit with, definitely.
And what's really striking, I think, is just how universal it all is. These challenges Arjuna faced, we face them too, just in different forms.
Thousands of years later.
Thousands of years later. The context changes, but the core human condition and the wisdom needed to navigate it, that remains remarkably constant. It's still offering a path to peace.